Have you ever felt like there's something more to your life, but you can't quite figure out what it is? The answer might be hiding in plain sight, in the last digit of your birth year. This simple number, often overlooked, could hold the key to unlocking your true potential and understanding your life's purpose in Buddhist teachings. Each number carries a unique energy that shapes our personality, destiny, and spiritual journey. Today, we're going to reveal how this ancient wisdom applies to you. And trust me, what you're about to learn might just change everything you thought you knew about yourself. Meet Sarah, a pragmatic software engineer who prides herself on her logical thinking. When her friend Maya excitedly shares a TikTok video about the spiritual significance of birth year numbers, Sarah can't help but roll her eyes. "Come on, Maya," she scoffs. "You can't seriously believe that random digits determine our fate?" But Maya isn't deterred. She challenges Sarah to look into it, just for fun. "What's the harm in exploring?" Maya asks. "If you're so sure it's nonsense, prove it wrong." Sarah hesitates, her curiosity piqued despite her skepticism. Finally, she agrees, but not without conditions. "Fine," she says, "but I want hard evidence. No vague generalizations or confirmation bias." As Sarah begins her research, she's surprised to find the concept more intricate than she expected. It's not just about lucky numbers or vague horoscopes. She discovers that numerology has deep roots in various cultures, including Buddhism. The more she digs, the more fascinated she becomes by the historical and philosophical aspects. Sarah learns that in Buddhist numerology, each number carries a unique energy and symbolism. She's intrigued by the idea that 0 represents both emptiness and infinite potential. It challenges her binary thinking as a programmer. Could there be wisdom in this ancient system that modern science hasn't yet grasped? As she continues her exploration, Sarah starts noticing patterns in her own life that seem to align with her birth year's last digit. She remembers always being drawn to leadership roles, often feeling a need to pioneer new ideas. Could this be related to the pioneer energy associated with her number? Sarah catches herself getting excited about these connections and immediately tries to rationalize them away. It's just confirmation bias, she tells herself. But the seed of curiosity has been planted. She finds herself wanting to know more about each number's meaning, wondering how they might apply to her friends and family. Despite her initial skepticism, Sarah decides to dive deeper into the significance of each number. She creates a spreadsheet to track the traits associated with different digits, determined to approach this study with the same rigor she applies to her coding projects. As she embarks on this unexpected journey, Sarah can't help but wonder, what secrets will she uncover about her birth year? Will this exploration challenge her logical worldview or reinforce it? And most importantly, could this ancient wisdom offer insights into her life's purpose and potential? Sarah's mind buzzes with questions as she prepares to delve into the meaning of each number. She's still skeptical, but there's an undeniable excitement building within her. Maybe, just maybe, there's more to this than she initially thought. And isn't that possibility alone worth exploring? What if the most powerful number isn't a number at all? As Sarah explores the Buddhist concept of 0, she's forced to confront a paradox that defies her logical mind. How can something represent both nothingness and infinite possibility at the same time? Sarah's journey into the world of 0 takes an unexpected turn as she discovers the Buddhist concept of sunyata, or emptiness. It's not just about nothingness, she learns, but a profound idea that challenges everything she thought she knew about reality. In Buddhism, 0 symbolizes both the absence of inherent existence and the potential for all things. It's a mind-bending concept that makes Sarah's head spin. As she digs deeper, Sarah finds herself reflecting on moments in her own life when she felt like she was starting from scratch. That time she switched careers, leaving behind a stable job to pursue her passion for coding. Or when she ended a long-term relationship and had to rebuild her social life from the ground up. These 0 moments once felt like setbacks, but now Sarah wonders if they were actually opportunities for transformation. The more Sarah researches, the more fascinated she becomes by 0's significance in both the spiritual and scientific realms. In mathematics, she learns 0 isn't just a placeholder. It's a game changer that revolutionized numerical systems and paved the way for advanced calculations. Without zero, algebra and calculus as we know them wouldn't exist. And in physics, the concept of absolute zero represents a theoretical state of perfect stillness, a point of pure potential. Sarah starts to see patterns emerging in her research. She discovers that people born in years ending in zero are often described as having a unique connection to renewal and transformation. They're said to possess an ability to find clarity in chaos, seeing opportunities where others only see obstacles. Sarah thinks about her friend Jake, born in a zero year, who always seems to bounce back from setbacks with a fresh perspective and renewed energy, but it's not all smooth sailing. Sarah learns that the energy of zero can be a double-edged sword. People might find themselves stuck in repetitive cycles, always starting over without reaching a conclusion. It's a challenge that resonates with Sarah. How many times has she abandoned projects or relationships at the first sign of difficulty, only to find herself back at square one? As she grapples with these ideas, Sarah's perspective begins to shift. She starts to see the value in embracing uncertainty and viewing setbacks as opportunities for growth. Maybe those moments of feeling lost or starting over weren't failures, but necessary resets that allowed her to realign with her true path. Sarah realizes that cultivating patience and trusting in life's process might be key to harmonizing with zero's energy. It's not about constantly striving for the next big thing, but finding peace in the present moment. Even when that moment feels empty or uncertain, that'd be why the end of her exploration, Sarah recognizes the transformative power of zero moments in a whole new light. Those times of emptiness or new beginnings aren't just blank slates. They're portals of infinite possibility, waiting to be filled with whatever we choose to create. That as Sarah closes her laptop, her mind buzzes with newfound insights. She feels both humbled and excited by the depth of wisdom hidden in this simple digit. But a new question arises. If zero holds such profound meaning, what secrets might the other numbers reveal? Sarah can't help but wonder, how does this apply to those born in other years? What unique energies and challenges might each number bring? Her curiosity piqued, she prepares to dive into the next phase of her numerological journey. Sarah's exploration of the number 1 reveals a world of pioneering spirit and leadership potential. Did you know that in Buddhist numerology, the number 1 symbolizes new beginnings and the power to initiate change? It's as if this simple digit holds the key to unlocking your inner trailblazer. As Sarah digs deeper, she uncovers a fascinating pattern. Some of history's most influential leaders share a surprising commonality. Their birth years end in 1. Martin Luther King Jr., 1929, John F. Kennedy, 1917, and Winston Churchill, 1874, all carried this powerful numerical energy. Each of these figures sparked monumental changes in their respective fields, leaving an indelible mark on the world. Could it be that the number 1 imbues individuals with an innate ability to inspire and motivate others? But this revelation stirs up conflicting emotions for Sarah. She reflects on her own experiences with leadership, remembering times when she felt overwhelmed by the pressure to perform. There were moments when she doubted her abilities, questioning if she had what it takes to guide others. Now, she wonders if these struggles were actually part of her journey as a 1. The growing pains of a natural-born leader finding her way, the energy of the number 1, Sarah learns, is a double-edged sword. It brings assertiveness and confidence, empowering individuals to overcome obstacles and achieve their goals. But it also comes with unique challenges. People associated with this number often feel a strong urge to forge their own paths, sometimes at the expense of collaboration. Sarah recognizes this tendency in herself. How many times has she insisted on doing things her way, missing out on valuable input from others? As she continues her research, Sarah discovers that successful pioneers and innovators share some common traits. Resilience, creativity, and a willingness to take risks are essential for overcoming obstacles and achieving great feats. She thinks about times in her life when she's exhibited these qualities, like when she proposed a radical new approach to a struggling project at work. It was nerve-wracking, but her innovative solution ultimately saved the day. But being a trailblazer isn't always easy. Sarah learns that the quest for individuality associated with the number 1 can lead to challenges in personal relationships and group dynamics. She recalls moments of feeling isolated, bearing the weight of expectations as a leader. It's a stark reminder that true success isn't just about individual achievement. It's about finding a balance between inner strength and collaboration. This realization hits home for Sarah. She starts to see her leadership style in a new light, understanding that her greatest growth potential lies in learning to value others' contributions. Maybe being a one isn't about always being first or doing everything alone. Perhaps it's about having the courage to start something new while inspiring others to join the journey. As Sarah reflects on these insights, she feels a shift in her perspective. The pressure she once felt to be a perfect leader begins to ease. She realizes that embracing her one energy doesn't mean she has to have all the answers. Instead, it's about harnessing her natural initiative and combining it with the strengths of those around her. Sarah closes her notebook, feeling both excited and humbled by what she's learned. The number one, she now understands, isn't just about being a boss or a CEO. It's about having the courage to take that first step, to voice new ideas, and to inspire others to action. It's about being a catalyst for positive change, whether in a boardroom or a community project. But as Sarah prepares to move on to the next number in her exploration, a new question arises. If the energy of one is all about individual initiative and leadership, what happens when two people come together? How does the dynamic shift when cooperation and partnership enter the equation? Intrigued by this new line of thought, Sarah eagerly turns her attention to the number two, wondering what new insights await her in the realm of harmony and balance. What if the secret to resolving even the most heated arguments was hidden in plain sight, right at the end of your birth year? Sarah's exploration of the number two uncovers a startling connection between this digit and the ability to see both sides of any issue. Are you ready to transform the way you handle conflicts forever? As Sarah digs into the meaning of number two, she discovers a world of balance, diplomacy, and partnerships. In Buddhist numerology, two symbolizes duality and harmony, representing the delicate dance between opposing forces. It's like yin and yang, two sides of the same coin, always working together to create a perfect whole. But this revelation stirs up some uncomfortable memories for Sarah. She thinks back to her last relationship, how it fell apart because neither she nor her partner could see eye to eye. If only I had known about this earlier, she muses, wondering how things might have been different. Driven by curiosity, Sarah starts researching famous mediators and peacemakers. She's amazed to find that many of them were born in years ending in two. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton, born in 1946, and former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan, born in 1938, both exemplified the qualities of diplomacy and conflict resolution throughout their careers. Sarah wonders if their birth year played a role in shaping their natural talents for bringing people together. As she delves deeper, Sarah uncovers a surprising superpower associated with the number two, the ability to see both sides of any issue. It's like having a built-in mediator in your mind, always striving for fairness and balance. Sarah thinks about how this could apply to her own life. How many arguments could she have avoided if she had taken a moment to consider the other person's perspective? Excited by this new insight, Sarah decides to experiment with some conflict resolution techniques. She starts practicing active listening, really focusing on understanding others before responding. It feels awkward at first, but she's surprised by how quickly it starts to make a difference in her conversations. Sarah also tries using I statements to express her feelings without blaming others. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," she rephrases it as, "I feel unheard when we talk." The results are almost immediate. Her roommate, usually defensive during their disagreements, starts to open up and share her own feelings. As days pass, Sarah notices a shift in her relationships. The tension with her co-workers eases as she applies her new skills in team meetings. Even her weekly calls with her mother, once a source of stress, become more pleasant as Sarah learns to find common ground instead of focusing on their differences. But it's not all smooth sailing. Sarah realizes that constantly seeking balance can sometimes lead to indecision. She finds herself stuck between choices, always seeing the pros and cons of each option. It's a challenge, but Sarah starts to see it as an opportunity to develop her intuition and trust her gut feelings. The more Sarah practices these techniques, the more natural they become. She's creating harmony in her life, not by avoiding conflicts, but by approaching them with understanding and empathy. It's like she's unlocked a new level of emotional intelligence, all thanks to the wisdom hidden in the number 2. As Sarah reflects on her journey, she feels a sense of gratitude for this unexpected lesson. Who would have thought that a simple digit could lead to such profound personal growth? She's excited to continue exploring this new approach to relationships and conflict resolution. But as Sarah prepares to move on to the next number in her exploration, a new question arises. If 2 is all about harmony and balance, what about those who crave self-expression and creativity? How does the energy shift when we move from the realm of diplomacy to the world of artistic inspiration? Intrigued by this new line of thought, Sarah eagerly turns her attention to the number 3, wondering what vibrant insights await her in the realm of creative expression. What if I told you that some of history's most brilliant minds shared a common thread in their birth years? As we explore the mystical power of the number 3, you'll uncover a surprising link between creativity and this seemingly ordinary digit. Are you ready to tap into a wellspring of inspiration you never knew existed? Sarah's journey into the world of 3 reveals a vibrant energy that pulses with creativity, communication, and joy. In Buddhist philosophy, 3 represents the trinity of body, mind, and spirit, symbolizing a perfect balance of human existence. As Sarah digs deeper, she discovers that people born in years ending with 3 often possess a natural flair for self-expression and innovative thinking. But this revelation stirs up doubt in Sarah's mind. She's always seen herself as logical and practical, not particularly creative. I can't even draw a stick figure, she thinks, remembering her failed attempts at art class. Could her birth year really be hiding a creative potential she's never tapped into? Determined to understand more, Sarah researches famous artists and communicators born in 3 years. She's amazed to find a list of creative powerhouses. William Shakespeare, 1564, a master of language and storytelling. Franz Kafka, 1883, whose unique narrative style revolutionized literature. Tennessee Williams, 1911, the celebrated playwright. And Agatha Christie, 1890, the queen of mystery novels. Each of these individuals left an indelible mark on the world through their creative expression. Inspired by these discoveries, Sarah decides to step out of her comfort zone. She signs up for a local painting class, feeling both excited and nervous. To her surprise, she finds herself enjoying the process of mixing colors and creating shapes on canvas. It's not about creating a masterpiece, she realizes, but about expressing herself freely. Next, Sarah tries her hand at creative writing. She starts a journal, jotting down her thoughts and observations. At first, the words come slowly, but soon she finds herself looking forward to these daily writing sessions. It becomes a way to process her emotions and experiences, bringing clarity to her thoughts. As she experiments with different forms of creative expression, Sarah begins to notice changes in other areas of her life. At work, she finds herself coming up with innovative solutions to coding problems. Her colleagues praise her for thinking outside the box. Sarah realizes that creativity isn't limited to the arts. It's a way of approaching life and problem-solving. Sarah discovers unexpected areas of creativity in her daily routine. She starts experimenting with new recipes in the kitchen, turning ordinary meals into culinary adventures. Even her workout routine gets a creative boost as she mixes different exercise styles to keep things interesting. The more Sarah embraces her creative side, the more she notices a shift in her overall well-being. A study she finds in the Journal of Positive Psychology confirms her experience. Engaging in creative activities can significantly improve mental health, leading to higher levels of happiness and lower anxiety and depression. As Sarah reflects on her journey, she realizes that embracing the energy of 3 isn't about becoming a world-renowned artist. It's about approaching life with curiosity, openness, and a willingness to express oneself. She starts to see creativity as a muscle that can be exercised and strengthened over time. Sarah's newfound creative approach begins to influence her problem-solving skills at work. She remembers reading about a study in the journal Thinking Skills and Creativity, which found that individuals who engage in creative activities are better at generating solutions to complex problems. Armed with this knowledge, Sarah starts encouraging her team to brainstorm more freely, leading to breakthrough solutions on challenging projects. As Sarah wraps up her exploration of the number 3, she feels a sense of excitement and possibility. She's discovered a part of herself she never knew existed, all thanks to the hidden wisdom in her birth year. But a new question arises. How does this vibrant, expressive energy of 3 compare to the stability and structure associated with the number 4? Intrigued by this contrast, Sarah prepares to dive into her next numerological adventure, eager to uncover the secrets of the solid foundation. Imagine if the key to unlocking your greatest potential lies not in constant creativity, but in the power of structure and routine. As we explore the mystical significance of the number 4, you'll discover how some of the world's most successful individuals have harnessed this energy to build empires. Are you ready to transform your life with the secrets of the solid foundation? Sarah's journey into the world of 4 reveals a grounded energy that resonates with stability, order, and practicality. In Buddhist philosophy, 4 represents the 4 elements of nature: earth, water, fire, and air, symbolizing the very structure of the universe. As Sarah digs deeper, she uncovers a fascinating truth. People born in years ending with 4 often possess an innate talent for building solid foundations in all aspects of their lives. But this revelation stirs up an internal conflict for Sarah. She's always prided herself on her adaptability and openness to change. Now she wonders, is her need for security holding her back from reaching her full potential? Sarah reflects on times when she's resisted change, clinging to familiar routines even when they no longer served her. Could embracing the energy of 4 actually help her grow? Driven by curiosity, Sarah researches successful builders and organizers born in 4 years. She's amazed to discover that legendary architects Frank Lloyd Wright, born 1867, and Louis Kahn, born 1901, share this numerical connection. Their innovative designs, emphasizing harmony with the environment and the importance of structure, seem to embody the very essence of 4's energy. Inspired by these insights, Sarah decides to experiment with creating more structure in her own life. She starts small, setting up a daily routine that includes dedicated time for work, exercise, and personal projects. At first, it feels constraining, but as days pass, Sarah notices something surprising. Instead of feeling limited, she feels more focused and productive than ever before. Sarah's new routine brings unexpected benefits. She discovers that having a structured day actually frees up mental energy for creative problem-solving at work. She remembers reading about a study in the Journal of Health Psychology that found individuals with structured daily routines reported lower levels of anxiety and higher life satisfaction. Sarah realizes she's experiencing this firsthand. As she continues her exploration, Sarah uncovers the power of discipline that comes with 4's energy. She learns that successful individuals often balance stability with a need for growth by setting clear goals and maintaining a flexible mindset. This revelation prompts Sarah to revisit her long-term objectives, creating a structured plan while allowing room for adaptation. But it's not all smooth sailing. Sarah struggles with finding the right balance between routine and spontaneity. There are days when she feels trapped by her own schedule, yearning for the freedom to follow her whims. She realizes that the challenge of 4's energy lies in avoiding rigidity while maintaining stability. Through her experiments, Sarah discovers that the psychological benefits of routine extend beyond productivity. Establishing a daily structure helps her manage stress and creates a sense of predictability in her life. She finds herself feeling more grounded and capable of handling unexpected challenges. As Sarah reflects on her journey with the number 4, she realizes she's found a new kind of balance. The solid foundation she's built doesn't restrict her growth, it supports it. She's learned to appreciate the power of structure while maintaining the flexibility to adapt when needed. Sarah closes her notebook, feeling both grounded and inspired by what she's learned. The energy of 4, she now understands, isn't about being inflexible or boring. It's about creating a stable base from which to reach for the stars, whether in your career, relationships, or personal growth. But as Sarah prepares to move on to the next number in her exploration, a new question arises. If 4 is all about stability and structure, what about those who crave freedom and constant change? How does the energy shift when we move from the realm of solid foundations to a world of endless possibilities? Intrigued by this contrast, Sarah turns her attention to the number 5, wondering what adventures await in the domain of the freedom seeker. What if embracing uncertainty could be the key to unlocking your full potential? As Sarah delves into the world of 5, she uncovers a startling connection between this number and some of history's greatest adventurers and innovators. From Christopher Columbus to Steve Jobs, the influence of 5 might just explain why certain individuals seem destined to change the world. Sarah's exploration of the number 5 reveals an energy that pulses with change, freedom, and versatility. In Buddhist numerology, 5 represents the 5 elements and the 5 senses, symbolizing the dynamic interplay of experience and perception. As Sarah digs deeper, she discovers that people born in years, ending with 5, often possess an innate drive for exploration and innovation. This revelation stirs up conflicting emotions for Sarah. She reflects on her own resistance to change, remembering times when she clung to familiar routines, even when they no longer served her. Now, she wonders if her birth year has been quietly nudging her towards a more adventurous path, all along driven by curiosity. Sarah researches famous explorers and innovators born in 5 years. She's amazed to find a list of trailblazers. Christopher Columbus, 1451, who crossed the Atlantic and changed the course of history. Sir Richard Francis Burton, 1821, a British explorer and linguist who traveled extensively in Africa and Asia. And Steve Jobs, 1955, the visionary co-founder of Apple Incorporated. Each of these individuals embodied the spirit of 5, pushing boundaries and embracing the unknown. Inspired by these discoveries, Sarah decides to step out of her comfort zone. She signs up for a solo travel adventure, something she's always dreamed of but never had the courage to do. As she plans her trip, Sarah feels a mix of excitement and anxiety. What if something goes wrong? But she remembers reading about a study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology that found individuals who actively seek out new experiences report higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction. This knowledge gives her the push she needs to follow through. During her trip, Sarah surprises herself. She strikes up conversations with strangers, tries exotic foods, and even goes paragliding, an activity she would have never considered before. With each new experience, she feels a surge of confidence and aliveness. Sarah realizes that embracing uncertainty isn't just about taking risks. It's about opening yourself up to new possibilities and perspectives. As she continues to experiment with embracing change, Sarah notices shifts in other areas of her life. At work, she volunteers for a challenging project outside her usual domain. Her colleagues are impressed by her willingness to take on new responsibilities. Sarah discovers that her ability to adapt and learn quickly is a valuable asset in today's fast-paced work environment, but it's not all smooth sailing. Sarah struggles with finding the right balance between her newfound love for change and her need for stability. There are moments when she feels overwhelmed by the constant flux, yearning for the comfort of routine. She realizes that the challenge of 5's energy lies in avoiding recklessness while maintaining a spirit of adventure. Through her experiments, Sarah discovers the excitement of stepping out of her comfort zone. She finds that each new experience, whether big or small, contributes to her personal growth. A 2022 study in the Journal of Positive Psychology supports her experience, showing that those who adapt to new situations are better equipped to handle stress and uncertainty, leading to a more fulfilling life. As Sarah reflects on her journey with the number 5, she realizes she's found a new kind of balance. The adventurous spirit she's cultivated doesn't negate her need for stability. It complements it. She's learned to embrace change as a catalyst for growth while maintaining a strong foundation. Sarah closes her notebook, feeling both exhilarated and grounded by what she's learned. The energy of 5, she now understands, isn't about constant upheaval. It's about being open to new possibilities, adapting to change, and finding the courage to explore uncharted territories in life. But as Sarah prepares to move on to the next number in her exploration, a new question arises. If 5 is all about freedom and adventure, how does it compare to the nurturing, compassionate energy associated with the number 6? Intrigued by this contrast, Sarah turns her attention to the next digit, wondering what insights await in the realm of care and responsibility. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to radiate an aura of peace and love, drawing others to them like moths to a flame? Sarah's investigation into the number 6 reveals a startling connection between birth years and the capacity for compassion. What she discovers next might just change the way you view your own potential for making a difference in the world. As Sarah dives into the energy of number 6, she uncovers a world brimming with love, responsibility, and service. In Buddhist numerology, 6 represents harmony and balance in relationships, embodying the very essence of nurturing and care. Sarah learns that people born in years ending with 6 often possess an innate ability to create environments of peace and love wherever they go, but this revelation stirs up some uncomfortable feelings for Sarah. She thinks back to times when she struggled with self-care, always putting others' needs before her own. How can I nurture others if I can't even take care of myself? She wonders. Feeling a mix of guilt and frustration, driven by curiosity, Sarah starts researching famous caregivers and humanitarians born in 6 years. She's amazed to discover that Mother Teresa, born in 1910, and Nelson Mandela, born in 1918, share this numerical connection. These iconic figures dedicated their lives to serving others, embodying the compassionate energy of 6 in profound ways. Inspired by these examples, Sarah decides to experiment with acts of kindness and community service. She starts small, volunteering at a local food bank on weekends. At first, it feels awkward and a bit overwhelming, but as weeks pass, Sarah notices something surprising. The more she gives, the more energized and fulfilled she feels. That Sarah's experiments with compassion extend beyond organized volunteer work. She makes a conscious effort to perform small acts of kindness in her daily life, helping a neighbor carry groceries, leaving encouraging notes for her coworkers, or simply taking the time to really listen when a friend needs to talk. To her amazement, these simple actions seem to create a ripple effect, inspiring others around her to be more kind and considerate. That as she continues her exploration, Sarah discovers something unexpected: the profound impact of compassion on her own well-being. She comes across studies showing that acts of kindness and compassion can lead to significant psychological benefits, including increased happiness and reduced stress levels. Sarah realizes she's experiencing this firsthand. Her mood has improved, and she feels more connected to those around her, but it's not all smooth sailing. Sarah struggles to find the right balance between caring for others and taking care of herself. There are days when she feels drained, having given too much without replenishing her own emotional reserves. She realizes that the challenge of 6 energy lies in avoiding self-neglect while maintaining a spirit of service. Through her experiments, Sarah learns the importance of self-compassion. She starts incorporating self-care practices into her routine, setting aside time for meditation, taking relaxing baths, or simply saying no when she needs to preserve her energy. She discovers that by taking care of herself, she's actually more capable of helping others in meaningful ways. That as Sarah reflects on her journey with the number 6, she realizes she's found a new kind of balance. The nurturing spirit she's cultivated doesn't deplete her, it energizes her. She's learned to balance caring for others with self-care, creating a sustainable cycle of compassion that benefits everyone around her. Sarah closes her notebook, feeling both humbled and inspired by what she's learned. The energy of 6, she now understands, isn't about sacrificing oneself for others. It's about creating a harmonious flow of love and care that starts from within and radiates outward, touching everyone it encounters. But as Sarah prepares to move on to the next number in her exploration, a new question arises. If 6 is all about nurturing and compassion in the material world, what about those drawn to more spiritual pursuits? How does the energy shift when we move from the realm of earthly care to the domain of inner wisdom and mystical knowledge? Intrigued by this new line of thought, Sarah turns her attention to the number 7, wondering what profound insights await her in the realm of spiritual seeking. Moving from earthly compassion to spiritual realms, Sarah uncovers a surprising link between birth years and inner wisdom. Did you know that some of history's greatest philosophers share a hidden numerical connection? Get ready to discover how this overlooked detail might reveal your own untapped potential for profound insights and spiritual growth. That as Sarah dives into the mystical energy of number 7, she finds herself in a world of spiritual growth, intuition, and inner wisdom. In Buddhist philosophy, 7 symbolizes the 7 steps to enlightenment, representing a journey of self-discovery and higher consciousness. Sarah's mind buzzes with excitement as she realizes the potential hidden within this simple digit. But as she explores further, Sarah feels a wave of uncertainty wash over her. She's never considered herself particularly spiritual. Sure, she's dabbled in yoga and tried meditation apps, but the idea of a deeper spiritual practice feels foreign and a bit intimidating. Sarah wonders if she's been missing out on an essential part of life all this time. Driven by curiosity, Sarah starts researching famous philosophers and spiritual leaders born in years ending with 7. She's amazed to discover a list of profound thinkers. Socrates, born 470 BC, whose questioning method revolutionized Western philosophy. Thomas Jefferson, 1743, who championed individual rights and religious freedom. And Carl Jung, 1875, the pioneering psychologist who explored the depths of the human psyche. Each of these figures embodied the introspective and wisdom-seeking nature of 7 in their own unique ways. Inspired by these examples, Sarah decides to experiment with meditation and mindfulness techniques. She starts small, setting aside just 5 minutes each morning for quiet reflection. At first, it feels awkward and uncomfortable. Her mind races with to-do lists and work deadlines. But as days pass, Sarah begins to notice subtle changes. She feels more centered, more aware of her thoughts and emotions. Encouraged by her progress, Sarah decides to take her practice further. She signs up for a local meditation class, eager to learn from experienced practitioners. During one session, she has an unexpected breakthrough. As she sits in quiet contemplation, Sarah suddenly gains a new perspective on a long-standing personal issue. It's as if a fog is lifted, revealing a clear path forward. This experience sparks a deeper curiosity in Sarah. She begins to explore different spiritual practices, not limiting herself to any one tradition. She attends talks on Buddhist philosophy, tries guided visualizations, and even experiments with journaling as a form of self-reflection. With each new practice, Sarah discovers unexpected insights about herself and the world around her, but it's not all smooth sailing. Sarah struggles with balancing her newfound spiritual interests with her practical, day-to-day responsibilities. There are moments when she feels torn between spending time in meditation and tackling her growing to-do list. She realizes that the challenge of 7's energy lies in integrating spiritual insights with everyday life. As Sarah continues her exploration, she discovers the power of mindfulness in enhancing her daily experiences. She learns to be more present in her interactions with others, to find moments of peace in the midst of a busy day, and to approach challenges with a calmer, more centered mindset. A study she finds in JAMA Internal Medicine confirms her experience, showing that mindfulness meditation programs can lead to improvements in anxiety, depression, and pain management. Sarah also realizes that embracing 7's energy doesn't mean she has to become a full-time spiritual seeker. Instead, it's about finding ways to incorporate wisdom and introspection into her existing life. She starts to see how her spiritual practices enhance her problem-solving skills at work and deepen her connections with friends and family. As Sarah reflects on her journey with the number 7, she feels a sense of gratitude for this unexpected path of self-discovery. She's learned to balance her logical mind with intuition, to find moments of stillness in a busy world, and to approach life's challenges with a broader perspective. But as Sarah prepares to move on to the next number in her exploration, a new question arises. If 7 is all about spiritual growth and inner wisdom, how does it compare to the material success and abundance associated with the number 8? Intrigued by this contrast, Sarah turns her attention to the next digit, eager to uncover the secrets of manifesting success in the physical world. What if the key to manifesting your dreams wasn't just positive thinking, but a specific numerical energy you've carried since birth? Sarah's journey takes an unexpected turn as she explores the potent force of the number 8, revealing a startling connection between your birth year and your potential for material success. As Sarah dives into the powerful energy of number 8, she uncovers a world pulsing with material success, power, and manifestation. In Buddhist philosophy, 8 symbolizes abundance and prosperity, representing the balance between the spiritual and physical worlds. Sarah's mind races with excitement as she realizes the potential hidden within this simple digit. But as she explores further, Sarah feels a wave of uncertainty wash over her. She's always had a complicated relationship with money and success. Growing up in a middle-class family, she learned to be frugal and practical. The idea of actively pursuing wealth feels a bit uncomfortable, almost selfish. Sarah wonders if she's been holding herself back from her full potential all this time. Driven by curiosity, Sarah starts researching successful entrepreneurs born in years ending with 8. She's amazed to discover a list of business titans. John D. Rockefeller, 1839, whose oil empire made him the wealthiest person in modern history. Larry Page, 1973, co-founder of Google, and Oprah Winfrey, 1954, media mogul and philanthropist. Each of these figures seem to embody the manifestation power of 8, turning their visions into reality on a massive scale. Inspired by these examples, Sarah decides to experiment with goal setting and visualization techniques. She starts small, setting a goal to increase her savings by 10% in the next 3 months. Every morning, she spends a few minutes visualizing herself achieving this goal, feeling the satisfaction and security it would bring. At first, it feels a bit silly, like she's playing pretend, but as weeks pass, Sarah begins to notice subtle changes in her behavior. She finds herself making more conscious spending decisions and seeking out ways to boost her income. Encouraged by her progress, Sarah decides to take her practice further. She creates a vision board, filling it with images and words that represent her ideal future: a thriving career, a comfortable home, and opportunities to travel. As she works on this project, Sarah has an unexpected realization. It's not just about the material things. It's about the freedom and opportunities they represent. This insight sparks a deeper exploration for Sarah. She begins to study the connection between mindset and achievement. She learns about the concept of abundance mentality, the idea that there are enough resources and success to share with others. This shift in perspective helps Sarah reconcile her discomfort with pursuing wealth. She starts to see how her success could enable her to make a positive impact on the world, but it's not all smooth sailing. Sarah struggles with balancing her newfound focus on material success with her spiritual growth. There are moments when she feels like she's becoming too materialistic, losing sight of the deeper meaning she discovered in her exploration of other numbers. She realizes that the challenge of 8's energy lies in integrating material abundance with spiritual fulfillment. That as Sarah continues her exploration, she discovers the power of gratitude in attracting abundance. She starts a daily gratitude practice, acknowledging the wealth she already has in her life: her health, her relationships, her skills. This practice helps her maintain a positive mindset even when faced with challenges. Sarah also realizes that embracing 8's energy doesn't mean she has to become a cutthroat businessperson. Instead, it's about recognizing her worth, setting ambitious goals, and believing in her ability to achieve them. She starts to see how her pursuit of success can align with her values and desire to make a positive impact. That as Sarah reflects on her journey with the number 8, she feels a sense of empowerment and possibility. She's learned to balance material goals with spiritual growth, to see abundance as a tool for positive change, and to approach life's challenges with confidence and determination. But as Sarah prepares to move on to the next number in her exploration, a new question arises. If 8 is all about personal success and abundance, what about those drawn to serve a greater cause? How does the energy shift when we move from individual achievement to global consciousness? Intrigued by this contrast, Sarah turns her attention to the number 9, eager to uncover the secrets of making a lasting impact on the world. Imagine discovering that a simple number could unlock your potential to heal the world. As Sarah explores the profound energy of 9, she stumbles upon a truth that challenges everything she thought she knew about personal purpose. Could this be the key to finding true fulfillment beyond material success? Sarah's journey into the world of 9 reveals an energy that pulses with global consciousness, compassion, and a sense of completion. In Buddhist numerology, 9 represents the highest level of spiritual awareness, symbolizing the interconnectedness of all beings. As Sarah digs deeper, she finds herself questioning her own impact on the world. Has she been thinking too small, too focused on her own success? Driven by this new perspective, Sarah starts researching famous humanitarians and visionaries born in years ending with 9. She's amazed to discover a list of world changers. Mahatma Gandhi, 1869, whose philosophy of nonviolent resistance inspired movements for civil rights across the world, and Frank, 1929, whose diary became a powerful symbol of hope and resilience, and John Lennon, 1940, whose music and activism promoted peace on a global scale. Inspired by these examples, Sarah decides to step out of her comfort zone and explore ways to contribute to a larger cause. She signs up for a local environmental cleanup initiative, spending her Saturday morning picking up litter in a nearby park. As she works alongside other volunteers, Sarah feels a growing sense of connection to her community and the environment. Encouraged by this experience, Sarah takes her exploration further. She joins an online global awareness group, participating in discussions about international issues and learning about cultures different from her own. With each conversation, Sarah's worldview expands. She begins to see how seemingly distant problems, like deforestation in the Amazon or water scarcity in Africa, are interconnected with her own life and choices, but it's not all smooth sailing. Sarah struggles with feelings of overwhelm as she becomes more aware of the world's problems. There are moments when she wonders if her small actions can really make a difference in the face of such enormous challenges. She realizes that the energy of 9 comes with a responsibility that can feel heavy at times. As Sarah continues her exploration, she discovers the profound satisfaction that comes from contributing to a larger cause. She volunteers at a local food bank, helping to distribute meals to families in need. The gratitude she sees in the eyes of those she serves touches her deeply, reinforcing her growing belief in the power of compassion and service. Sarah also learns about the concept of karma yoga in Buddhism, the practice of selfless service as a path to spiritual growth. She starts to see how her actions, no matter how small, can create ripples of positive change in the world. This perspective helps her overcome her doubts about making a difference. As she reflects on her journey with the number 9, Sarah feels a shift in her priorities. She begins to make choices with a more global perspective, considering the wider impact of her actions. She opts for eco-friendly products, reduces her waste, and looks for ways to support ethical businesses. Sarah even starts conversations with friends and family about global issues, sharing what she's learned and inspiring others to think more globally. The energy of 9 has awakened a sense of purpose in Sarah that goes beyond personal achievement. She realizes that true fulfillment comes not just from what she gains, but from what she gives. As she embraces a more globally conscious lifestyle, Sarah feels a deep sense of connection to the world around her. But as Sarah prepares to wrap up her numerological journey, a new question arises. How do all these different energies, from the pioneering spirit of 1 to the global consciousness of 9, come together in our lives? Intrigued by this idea of synthesis, Sarah turns her attention to understanding how these diverse energies might interact and blend, creating a unique numerological profile for each individual. Have you ever wondered if there's more to your personality than meets the eye? As Sarah's journey through the world of numerology comes to a close, she stumbles upon a revelation that changes everything. It turns out that we're not just defined by a single number, but by a unique combination of energies that shape our lives in ways we never imagined. As Sarah's mind races as she realizes that her birth year isn't just about one energy, but a complex interplay of multiple influences. It's like discovering that you're not just one instrument in the orchestra of life, but a whole symphony. She starts to see how the pioneering spirit of 1, the harmony of 2, and the creativity of 3 all dance together in her personality. But this new understanding doesn't come without its challenges. Sarah finds herself grappling with seemingly contradictory traits. How can she be both a natural leader and a team player, a creative free spirit and a practical planner? It's like trying to solve a puzzle where all the pieces seem to belong to different sets. Determined to make sense of it all, Sarah dives into research about numerological life paths. She discovers that each number represents a different aspect of our journey through life. It's not about fitting neatly into one category, but about understanding the unique blend of energies that make us who we are. As she explores further, Sarah uncovers tools for balancing and harmonizing these different energies. She learns about meditation techniques that help integrate various aspects of personality. She discovers the power of affirmations tailored to each numerical energy. It's like learning to conduct her own inner orchestra, bringing all the different instruments into harmony. Sarah reflects on how her birth year has influenced her life journey. She remembers times when she felt pulled in different directions, now understanding that it was her various numerical energies at play. That time she took a leadership role in a group project, that was her 1 energy shining through. The moments when she found creative solutions to complex problems, her 3 energy at work. As she pieces together her numerological profile, Sarah feels a sense of awe at its complexity. It's not just about strengths and weaknesses, but about the unique way all these energies come together to create who she is. She realizes that what she once saw as contradictions are actually the very things that make her uniquely capable of navigating life's challenges. Sarah embraces this newfound complexity with open arms. She sees that it's not about trying to fit into a single mold, but about celebrating the multifaceted nature of her personality. It's liberating to know that she doesn't have to be just one thing. She can be a leader and a team player, a dreamer and a doer, all at once. But as Sarah basks in this new understanding, a question begins to form in her mind. It's great to know about all these energies, but how can she actually apply this knowledge in her daily life? How can she harness the power of her unique energy signature to create positive change and growth? Excited by the possibilities, Sarah realizes that this isn't the end of her journey, but just the beginning. She's uncovered a powerful tool for self-understanding and growth, and now it's time to put it into practice. As she closes her notebook, filled with insights and discoveries, Sarah can't help but wonder, what amazing things could she accomplish by truly embracing all aspects of her numerological profile? As Sarah delves into the practical applications of her numerological discoveries, she finds herself drawn to the idea of daily rituals. What if she could harness the power of her birth year energy every single day? The possibilities seem endless, and Sarah's mind buzzes with excitement. She starts by researching rituals and practices aligned with numerology. To her surprise, she discovers a wealth of information on how to integrate the energy of one's birth year into daily life. Buddhist philosophy emphasizes the importance of this integration, suggesting that it can lead to profound personal growth and spiritual development. But as Sarah tries to incorporate these new habits into her routine, she hits a roadblock. It's not as easy as she thought it would be. She finds herself struggling to remember her new practices, often falling back into old patterns. There are days when she questions if it's worth the effort. Is she really seeing any changes? Determined to make it work, Sarah decides to experiment with different techniques. She starts with affirmations, repeating phrases like, "I live in harmony with the energy of my number," throughout the day. At first, it feels a bit silly, but as days pass, she notices a subtle shift in her mindset. Next, Sarah tries visualization exercises. She spends a few minutes each morning imagining herself embodying the positive traits associated with her birth year number. To her surprise, she finds herself feeling more confident and aligned with these qualities as she goes about her day. But it's when Sarah discovers the power of intention setting based on her number that things really start to click. She learns that dedicating time each day to reflect on how her number influences her actions and decisions can create space for continuous spiritual growth and self-discovery. It's like she's unlocked a new level of self-awareness. As weeks pass, Sarah begins to notice subtle changes in her perspective and experiences. She finds herself approaching challenges with a new sense of clarity and purpose. Her relationships seem to flow more smoothly, and she feels more aligned with her goals and values. One day, while meditating, Sarah has a breakthrough. She realizes that cultivating patience and trusting in life's process is key to harmonizing with her birth year energy. It's not about constantly striving for the next big thing, but finding peace in the present moment. Even when that moment feels uncertain or challenging, excited by her progress, Sarah creates a personalized daily practice that incorporates elements of meditation, visualization, and intention setting. She starts each morning by repeating a mantra that resonates with her birth year energy, followed by a brief visualization exercise. Throughout the day, she takes moments to pause and align her actions with her intentions. As Sarah reflects on her journey, she feels a deep sense of gratitude for the wisdom she's uncovered. She's learned that integrating numerological insights into daily routines can be a powerful method to harmonize different areas of life: personal, professional, and spiritual. It's not always easy, but the rewards are undeniable. But as Sarah basks in the glow of her newfound daily practice, a new question begins to form in her mind. If these rituals can have such a profound impact on her own life, how might this knowledge affect her relationships with others? Could understanding the numerological energies of friends, family, and colleagues lead to deeper connections and better communication? Intrigued by this new line of thought, Sarah turns her attention to exploring how numerology might influence her interactions with others. She can't help but wonder, what new insights await her in the realm of relationships? Have you ever wondered if the secret to your relationship troubles was hidden in plain sight, right at the end of your birth year? Sarah did, and what she discovered about numerology and relationships left her questioning everything she thought she knew about compatibility. As Sarah delves into the world of numerological compatibility, she uncovers a fascinating theory. Buddhist philosophy suggests that each number carries a unique energy that can influence our interactions with others. It's like discovering a hidden language in our relationships, one that's been there all along, waiting to be deciphered. Sarah can't help but reflect on her past relationships. She thinks about her ex-boyfriend, born in a year ending in one. Their relationship was passionate but volatile, marked by frequent power struggles. Could their numerical energies have been clashing all along? The thought makes Sarah's head spin, eager to learn more. Sarah digs into research on famous couples with complementary numerological profiles. She discovers that John Lennon, born in 1940, and Yoko Ono, born in 1933, had birth years that ended in 0 and 3, respectively. These numbers are said to create a harmonious balance between new beginnings and creative expression. Sarah wonders if this numerical synergy contributed to their iconic partnership. As she continues her exploration, Sarah gains unexpected insights into her own communication style and needs. She learns that her birth year, ending in 2, is associated with harmony and diplomacy. This revelation hits home. Sarah realizes she often plays the role of peacemaker in her relationships, sometimes at the expense of expressing her own needs. Excited by these discoveries, Sarah decides to experiment with new approaches in her relationships. She starts by having an open conversation with her best friend about their numerological energies. To her surprise, her friend is intrigued, and they spend hours discussing how their numbers might influence their friendship dynamics. Emboldened by this success, Sarah applies her newfound knowledge to a budding romance. Instead of trying to be the perfect partner, she focuses on creating a balance between her natural diplomatic tendencies and asserting her own needs. The results are surprising. She finds herself in a relationship that feels more authentic and balanced than ever before. As weeks pass, Sarah gains a new perspective on relationship dynamics. She realizes that numerology isn't about predicting perfect matches or dooming certain combinations. Instead, it's a tool for understanding and navigating the unique energies each person brings to a relationship. Sarah learns to appreciate the complementary aspects of different numerical energies. She sees how her diplomatic 2 energy can balance out the assertive 1 energy of some of her friends. At the same time, she recognizes the importance of seeking out relationships that challenge her to grow beyond her comfort zone. But as Sarah revels in her newfound understanding of relationships, a new question begins to form in her mind. If numerology can offer such profound insights into personal connections, could it also shed light on her career path and life purpose? The thought sends a tingle of excitement down her spine. Intrigued by this new possibility, Sarah turns her attention to exploring how her birth year energy might influence her professional life and overall direction in life. She can't help but wonder, what surprising revelations await her in the realm of career and life purpose? What if I told you that the career you're meant for has been hiding in plain sight all along? Sarah's journey into numerology takes an unexpected turn as she discovers a startling connection between birth years and life purposes. Are you ready to uncover the secret that might change your entire future? Sarah dives headfirst into exploring the link between her birth year and her life purpose. She's heard whispers about numerological life paths before, but now she's determined to uncover the truth. As she investigates different theories, Sarah feels a mix of excitement and skepticism. Could her birth year really hold the key to understanding her true calling? As she digs deeper, Sarah can't help but question her current career path. She's always felt a nagging sense that something was missing, but she could never quite put her finger on it. Now, armed with this new knowledge, she wonders if she's been on the wrong track all along. Eager to find answers, Sarah starts researching famous individuals who seem to align perfectly with their numerological paths. She learns about Martin Luther King Jr., born in 1929, whose life of activism and leadership aligns beautifully with the humanitarian energy of the number 9. Then there's Bill Gates, born in 1955, whose innovative spirit and material success mirror the abundant energy of the number 8. These examples leave Sarah feeling both inspired and overwhelmed. She can't help but wonder, What if she's been ignoring her true potential all this time? As Sarah continues her exploration, she stumbles upon some surprising insights about her own natural talents and inclinations. She learns that her birth year is associated with creativity, communication, and joy. Suddenly, memories of times when she felt most alive and fulfilled come flooding back. Sarah remembers the speech she gave at her best friend's wedding, how the words flowed effortlessly and touched everyone in the room. She thinks about the community art project she organized last summer and how energized she felt bringing people together through creativity. These moments, once dismissed as mere hobbies or coincidences, now take on a new significance, but it's not all smooth sailing. Sarah grapples with doubt and uncertainty. What if she's reading too much into this? What if making a change based on numerology is too risky? She spends sleepless nights weighing the pros and cons, trying to reconcile her logical mind with this newfound spiritual insight. Despite her doubts, Sarah can't ignore the growing sense of clarity she feels. The more she learns about her numerological life path, the more things seem to click into place. She begins to see patterns in her life that she never noticed before, moments of joy and fulfillment that all seem to point in a similar direction. One evening, as Sarah reflects on her journey, she has a moment of profound realization. She understands that numerology isn't about dictating her future, but about illuminating her innate potential. It's a tool for self-discovery, not a rigid set of rules to follow. With this new perspective, Sarah feels a weight lift from her shoulders. She realizes she doesn't have to make drastic changes overnight. Instead, she can use this knowledge as a compass, gently guiding her towards a life that feels more authentic and fulfilling. As Sarah wraps up this chapter of her numerological exploration, she feels a sense of excitement about the future. She's gained valuable insights into her natural strengths and potential life directions. But more importantly, she's learned to trust her inner wisdom and intuition. But as Sarah basks in this newfound clarity, a new question begins to form in her mind. If numerology can offer such profound insights into our life purpose, how can we use this knowledge for personal growth and development? What other areas of our lives might be transformed by this ancient wisdom? Intrigued by these possibilities, Sarah prepares to dive into her next numerological adventure, eager to uncover even more secrets about herself and the world around her. As Sarah delves into the concept of numerological shadow sides, she uncovers a truth that challenges everything she thought she knew about herself. Each number, it turns out, carries not just positive traits but potential pitfalls too. It's like discovering a hidden aspect of your personality that's been influencing your life all along. That Sarah's mind races as she recognizes patterns of struggle in her own life. Could these challenges be linked to her birth year's energy? She thinks back to times when she's felt stuck, repeating the same mistakes. It's as if a light bulb suddenly illuminates these experiences, casting them in a new perspective. Eager to understand more, Sarah dives into research on the common pitfalls associated with each number. She learns that individuals born in years ending in 0 often face significant moments of transition. While this connection with emptiness indicates a unique ability to find peace amid chaos, it can also lead to feeling stuck in repetitive cycles, always starting over without reaching a conclusion. For those linked to the number 1, which symbolizes individuality and leadership, the challenge lies in personal relationships and group dynamics. Sarah realizes this explains her own struggles with teamwork, always wanting to take charge but sometimes alienating others in the process. As she continues her exploration, Sarah discovers that each number's energy comes with its own set of potential stumbling blocks. People associated with the digit 2, representing harmony, may avoid necessary confrontations. Those born in years ending with 3 might struggle with focus, their creativity leading to scattered efforts. But it's not all doom and gloom. Sarah's research reveals strategies for transforming these weaknesses into strengths. She learns that awareness is the first step. By recognizing these patterns, we can consciously work to balance our natural tendencies. Sarah reflects on her past challenges through this new numerological lens. She remembers times when her desire for harmony led her to suppress her own needs, a classic shadow side of the number 2. But now she sees how she can use her diplomatic nature while also asserting herself when necessary. Armed with this new understanding, Sarah develops a plan to work with her number's energy. She decides to embrace her natural talent for creating harmony while setting clear boundaries. She'll practice speaking up in situations where she'd usually stay silent, balancing her tendency for peacekeeping with healthy self-expression. As Sarah wraps up this chapter of her numerological journey, she feels a mix of excitement and apprehension. She's uncovered powerful insights about herself, but putting them into practice will be the real challenge. Still, she can't help but wonder, how does this ancient wisdom intersect with other spiritual practices? What other tools might complement her newfound numerological knowledge? With these questions swirling in her mind, Sarah prepares to explore the connections between numerology and other spiritual traditions. She's eager to discover how this piece of the puzzle fits into the broader tapestry of spiritual growth and self-discovery. Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden connection between the ancient wisdom of numerology and other spiritual practices? Sarah certainly did. And what she discovered next left her questioning everything she thought she knew about her spiritual journey. As Sarah dives into the world of spiritual tools, she finds herself standing at a fascinating crossroads. On one side, there's the numerology she's come to know and love. On the other, a whole universe of practices like astrology, tarot, and meditation. Could these different paths somehow work together to create something even more powerful? Sarah starts by investigating how numerology intersects with astrology. She learns that while numerology focuses on the vibrations of numbers, astrology looks at the positions of celestial bodies. But here's the kicker. Both systems aim to provide insights into our personalities and life paths. It's like they're speaking different languages but telling the same story. But as Sarah delves deeper, she starts to feel overwhelmed. How can she possibly integrate all these different practices into her life? It's like trying to solve a puzzle with pieces from different sets. She wonders if she's biting off more than she can chew, determined to find answers. Sarah starts researching holistic approaches to personal growth. She discovers that many spiritual teachers advocate for a multifaceted approach, combining different practices to create a more comprehensive understanding of ourselves and the universe. As she continues her exploration, Sarah stumbles upon some exciting synergies between different spiritual systems. She learns that her life path number in numerology corresponds with certain tarot cards and astrological signs. It's like finding hidden connections in a spiritual treasure map. Excited by these discoveries, Sarah decides to experiment with combining numerology with other practices. She starts by incorporating tarot into her daily numerology ritual. Each morning, she draws a card that corresponds with her daily number, using it as a focus for meditation and reflection. To her surprise, this combination opens up new layers of insight. The tarot imagery brings her numerological insights to life, helping her connect with them on a deeper, more intuitive level. It's like adding color to a black and white picture. Suddenly, everything seems more vivid and meaningful. Encouraged by this success, Sarah continues to explore. She tries combining numerology with crystal healing, selecting stones that resonate with her life path number. She experiments with sound healing, using tones and frequencies associated with different numbers to enhance her meditation practice. As weeks pass, Sarah finds herself developing a personalized spiritual toolkit. It's a unique blend of practices that speak to her soul, each one enhancing and complementing the others. She realizes that spirituality isn't about following a single path, but about finding the combination that resonates with you personally. But it's not just about the practices themselves. Sarah discovers that this integrated approach is changing the way she sees the world. She's no longer looking at life through a single lens, but through a kaleidoscope of spiritual perspectives. It's like she's unlocked a new level of awareness, one that allows her to see the interconnectedness of all things. As Sarah reflects on her journey, she can't help but marvel at how far she's come. From a skeptic who scoffed at the idea of birth year significance, she's transformed into someone who embraces a holistic, multifaceted approach to spirituality. It's a change that goes beyond just adopting new practices. It's a fundamental shift in how she understands herself and the world around her. But as Sarah basks in the glow of her newfound spiritual understanding, a new question begins to form in her mind. How has this journey really changed her? What impact has it had on her day-to-day life, her relationships, her goals? As she prepares to explore these questions, Sarah can't help but feel a sense of excitement. She knows that the answers might just reveal the most profound transformation of all. Imagine if I told you that the journey from skeptic to believer could transform your entire life. That's exactly what happened to Sarah, and her story might just change the way you think about spirituality and personal growth. Remember how Sarah started this adventure? She was the ultimate skeptic, rolling her eyes at the mere mention of numerology. But as she dug deeper into the world of birth year energies, something unexpected happened. She found herself questioning everything she thought she knew about herself and the world around her. First, Sarah's logical mind rebelled against these new ideas. How could a simple number hold so much power? She'd always prided herself on her rational thinking, and now she was considering concepts that seemed to defy logic. It felt like trying to solve a complex equation with pieces that didn't quite fit, but here's where things get interesting. As Sarah continued her exploration, she discovered something surprising. Research shows that engaging with spiritual or philosophical concepts can lead to significant personal growth, even for skeptics. It's like unlocking a hidden door in your mind, opening up new possibilities you never knew existed. Sarah decided to put this theory to the test. She started small, incorporating simple numerology practices into her daily routine. To her amazement, she began noticing subtle changes in her life. She felt more centered, more in tune with her inner self. It was as if she discovered a new language for understanding her experiences, but Sarah's transformation wasn't just about adopting new beliefs. It was about finding a balance between her logical mind and her newfound openness to spiritual concepts. She learned that it's possible to approach these ideas with both curiosity and critical thinking. It's not about blindly accepting everything, but about being open to new perspectives while still using your rational mind. As weeks turned into months, Sarah noticed tangible changes in her life. She found herself approaching challenges with a new sense of calm and clarity. Her relationships improved as she became more aware of the energy she was bringing to her interactions. Even her work life benefited, as she discovered new ways to tap into her creativity and problem-solving skills. But perhaps the most profound change was in Sarah's overall perspective on life. She no longer saw the world in black and white, but in a rich tapestry of interconnected energies and possibilities. It was like putting on a pair of glasses and suddenly seeing everything in vivid color. That Sarah's journey teaches us an important lesson. Embracing spirituality doesn't mean abandoning logic or critical thinking. Instead, it's about expanding your worldview to include new possibilities. It's about finding a balance between skepticism and openness that allows for personal growth and discovery. What final insights will Sarah share from her remarkable journey? As she prepares to wrap up her exploration, she can't help but feel a sense of excitement. She knows that the lessons she's learned could help others unlock their own potential for growth and self-discovery. Are you ready to hear what Sarah has discovered? Her insights might just be the key to unlocking a whole new level of understanding about yourself and your place in the world. Get ready, because what comes next could change everything you thought you knew about personal growth and spirituality. What if the key to unlocking your full potential has been hiding in plain sight all along? Sarah's final revelation about birth year energy might just turn your world upside down. Are you ready to see yourself and your future in a whole new light? As Sarah reflects on her numerological journey, she's struck by the transformative power of self-awareness. She realizes that understanding her birth year energy has opened up new possibilities she never imagined. It's like she's been given a secret map to navigate life's challenges and opportunities. Sarah can't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation as she considers the challenge of maintaining these new perspectives. She knows that old habits die hard, and it's easy to slip back into familiar patterns of thinking. But she's determined to keep pushing forward, to keep exploring the depths of her numerological insights, eager to share her discoveries. Sarah offers some practical tips for those wanting to explore their own birth year energy. She suggests starting with a simple daily ritual of reflection, taking a few moments each morning to consider how your birth year number might influence your day. It's not about drastically changing your life overnight, but about gradually aligning your actions with your innate potential. Sarah emphasizes the importance of personal interpretation and intuition in this process. She's learned that while numerology offers valuable insights, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Your unique experiences and perspective play a crucial role in how you interpret and apply these teachings. As she thinks about her own journey from skeptic to believer, Sarah encourages viewers to approach numerology with both openness and discernment. It's okay to question and critically examine these concepts, she says. In fact, it's through this process of questioning that we often uncover the most profound truths about ourselves. Sarah shares how she integrated her numerological knowledge into her daily routine. She started by dedicating a few minutes each day to meditate on her birth year energy, reciting mantras that reinforced its positive qualities. Over time, she noticed subtle shifts in her behavior and decision-making, aligning more closely with her true potential, but it wasn't always easy. Sarah admits there were times when she doubted the validity of numerology, when she questioned whether she was just seeing patterns where none existed. It was during these moments of doubt that she learned the value of patience and persistence. She discovered that cultivating patience and trusting in life's process is key to harmonizing with your birth year energy. Today, as she wraps up her reflections, Sarah invites viewers to embark on their own journey of discovery. She encourages them to approach numerology with curiosity and an open mind, but also to trust their own instincts and experiences. After all, she says, the true power of numerology lies not in rigid rules or predictions, but in its ability to spark self-reflection and personal growth. As Sarah's final words are filled with a sense of excitement and possibility. She's learned that incorporating numerology into daily life can be a powerful way to align actions with true purpose. It's not always easy, but the rewards are undeniable. But just as Sarah thinks she's reached the end of her numerological adventure, a surprising final revelation awaits. What could it be? What unexpected insight might change everything she thought she knew about her birth year energy? As she prepares to uncover this last piece of the puzzle, Sarah can't help but feel a mix of anticipation and wonder. What new doors might this final discovery open? As Sarah's numerological journey comes to an end, she uncovers a startling revelation. The recurring challenge she's faced throughout her life, her struggle with self-doubt, is deeply connected to her birth year energy. This insight hits her like a bolt of lightning, illuminating years of inner conflict. Embracing her number's positive traits becomes Sarah's path to personal growth. She learns to channel her natural diplomacy into confident self-expression, transforming her greatest challenge into her greatest strength. It's as if she's unlocked a hidden superpower that was there all along. What about you? What secrets might your birth year hold? As you reflect on your own numerological journey, ask yourself, how could understanding your unique energy signature transform your life? The answers might surprise you.